Alrighty, let's get after it. What up, boys? We are gonna go over negotiations. So, step one. All right, you listening? Watch. Don't be a, ready? Pussy, all right? Don't be a bitch, okay? This isn't that hard. Have some confidence and let's get after it. So, what we're gonna do is go over how to go from your DMs. Now you're doing outreach, right? You got responses from influencers. How do you take those influencer responses in your outreach, take them to the DMs, respond to the DMs, all right? Rizz them up, then take them to do some pre-call research, right? Get some information, and then eventually get them a call and close them to start posting content for you and raking in cash. All right, here's the deal. Never share upfront pricing, all right? If you're sharing upfront pricing, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot and asking yourself not to close an influencer, all right? They're all gonna say like, what do you pay per post? What do you do with this? How much are you willing to pay me? All right, they all have egos, all right? Feed into them, but don't tell them the exact price. What you wanna do is tell them, we pay retainers ranging from $500 all the way up to thousands, 10,000 plus, depending on the deal. And now in their mind, they're like, holy shit, bro, I can get paid $10,000 for this. Oh my God. Now, are we gonna do that? Fuck no, all right? No, unless they're getting us like 6, 7 million views, we ain't doing that shit. But the point here is to move the conversation to a call where you can tailor the deal. Now, with your outreach messages, a lot of the time they're just gonna send you their number, you hop on a call with them, you wanna send them a text, etc. But if they start ripping back to you, hey, what's the post? What can we do here? How much are you gonna pay me? Always hit them with we'll pay you a couple $100 up to a couple thousand, depending on the deal structure. We have many deals. I would say generally if you're starting off, just say like, we're paying influencers anywhere from 500 to $5,000, depending on the deal. They don't have to know you haven't closed any influencers, but that's what you're willing to pay. So that's honest, all right? You're good. So step 2 in this whole process is to get them on a call. Send them your number, tell them to call you, or get their number, send them a text right away or call them right away, or book a call with them via text message. Right when you get their phone number, text them. If you wait time, you're basically asking yourself not to close them. Step 2, you wanna do some research. So before this call, say you send them a text, you plan for a call tomorrow at noon, all right? And you need to figure out, okay, what the fuck am I gonna pitch, right? Like, I don't know how much money I'm gonna send them. I don't know what I'm gonna pitch, how many views per video, what the fuck is a view guarantee that I hear Zach and Connor talking about, etc. But here's what you're gonna look for. You wanna make sure they're posting daily, all right? No scatter gaps. You don't want any evidence to show you that they deleted underperforming posts, and therefore you can find out, okay, if they're posting daily, they can post my videos once a week without bombarding their audience with sponsored content. They want consistent views, and you want consistent views, right? If their page is performing, you care about their views over their followers. No one gives a fuck about followers anymore. People care about attention. So, consistent views. We're talking at least 100,000 views per video. If you don't do that, then it's not really worth paying them. Like $500 a month, a lot of these guys won't do it unless they're just starting off. And so you really wanna look for at least 100,000 views per video. You can lower it based on what we're gonna teach you in the pitch structure in this module. However, it might be hard for larger influencers that get more views to bite on that. And then you wanna make sure there's engagement. So we're gonna go through 2 examples, one very good example and one shitty example. A great example is Jeremiah. Jeremiah kills it for us and Cal AI. As you can see, he gets roughly like 200,000 views, 50,000, 120, 153, 358. This Cal AI video got 362. This Quitter video got 473. So Jeremiah rips fucking views. And the best part about it is he's posting daily, if not once or twice a day, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 6 days ago, right? 6 days ago, 7 days ago. So he's posting multiple times per day. So therefore he can post our content, pushing our product without pissing off his audience. Now, another thing is, dude, his comment sections are fucking crazy. He has people commenting. He's literally having people react to him. People are like, holy shit, this is funny, this is not funny, etc. You want controversy in the comments, people to agree, disagree. What you don't want is fucking fire emojis, right? So if I'm gonna show you another example, let's go to Dave, right? Not to shit on Dave here, but If you look at Dave, he's got great engagement, right? However, he doesn't really get views, dude. Like, what am I gonna pay this guy? What up, B?
What up, Queen?
You wanna join this, boy?
Yeah, what are we doing?
We're shitting on Dave's content because he only gets 30,000 views per video.
Fuck this dude.
I know, dude, he's chopped. But like, guys, look, he doesn't get enough views per video. Therefore, we can't pay him $1,000 or even $2,000 a
Dude,
month.
there's so many motherfuckers like this where it's like, how many followers? Yeah, but they have a lot of followers, and especially guys that used to be relevant. Yo, if you're launching a product and you're thinking like, who are the influencers that I should work with? Oh, here are the guys that I saw in the past. And then you go hit them up. They're gonna tell you like $5,000 fucking dollars for a post, and you're gonna be like, man, influencer marketing doesn't work. It's like, no, you're going after the wrong people.
And here's another example. You got this guy Dewey, right? We used to work with him with Quitter. What we did is we made a mistake. His fucking content gets laughing emojis. He doesn't have a community.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about him. Maybe they laugh at him and it converted some, but at the end of the day, we don't want to work with him anymore, so we clipped him.
Dude, you want to see conversations occurring in the comment section and people referencing past shit that the creator has done. One of the best examples of this is Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is actually mad at me right now. I think I mentioned this during one of my videos because he thought I was talking shit because I was like supporting Sam and whatnot when he and Sam are beefing.
Drama.
Yeah, a little bit of a pussy, but that's okay.
Remember, guys, don't be a pussy.
But if you look at Santa Cruz's content, more so on TikTok, to be honest, actually, maybe his Instagram following isn't as tight as I thought. But like at the very least, it's all very real responses. You know, it's all people leaving actual comments. You're not just seeing emojis. And I think that in the mobile version is better at filtering for top comments and whatnot. Now, once again, point here being you want creators that actually have people that care about them for the content that they post rather than people that, and for who they are as a person, rather than creators that only have people that find the content funny and drop a laughing emoji and then move on.
And this works because that creator actually has trust with their audience, and so therefore when they push your product, they're more likely to convert.
When are you gonna be free, by the way?
By 10 minutes. All right, so now that we've done our pre-call research, we see that they have posting daily, they get consistent views per video, and they get engagement. The next thing you have to do is figure out your pitch. So when you're looking at their content, we want to offer 4 videos per month, so it's a video per week, right? And this can probably be cross-post between TikTok and Instagram. Some creators get a lot of views on Instagram, low views on TikTok, or flip-flop. And so what you do is you look at both of their accounts. You might find, okay, Jeremiah can get me 250,000 views on Instagram and only 50,000 views on TikTok. Therefore, I'm like, all right, that's 300,000 views. That's 1.2 million views a month. So I can be like, okay, at a $2 CPM is what you really want the range. You need low end $2, high end $3. Maybe you can go a little lower than $2 at higher end deals with like 5 to 10K a month. However, generally speaking, for what you guys need, it's gonna be a $2 CPM, high end 3, or else you're gonna be eating into your margins, probably losing money. So if you look at Jeremiah, right? He has, right? Roughly 250,000 views. So I would go to him and be like, look, I'll offer you $2,500 for 1.2 million views, right? He'd be like, oh, this is sick. He'll probably bite on that because we can offer him a retainer. We're pitching a long-term deal here, right? We're not pitching him, hey, I want to do 1 post or I want to do 1 month. We're pitching him like, hey, we want to work with our creators 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, etc. Now, contracts, which we go over in the next section, are going to be structured in a way where you protect yourself and you clip that thing month 1. Number 2, another way to protect yourself is you only pay a certain percentage up front. So usually you pay up to 20 to 40% depending on the creator and what they want up front. So therefore you're protecting yourself on the downside. So if they only post 3 videos, you get an ROI in that 20% paid up front. And if they don't post, they don't hit their view guarantee, you don't pay them the rest of the videos. And that's very clearly outlined in the contract. And so the next thing is, now that you've got this structure, you know how many views they're getting, you know how many views they want from them per month, you know how many videos they're posting, okay? Now you're like, all right, I gotta approach this call. How the fuck am I gonna close them? I've never done a sales call. I have no, what's the fucking word? Skill set in sales, we'll call it. But guys, this isn't very hard. All you have to do is be charismatic and approachable. Build rapport with them, build trust, like act like they're your boy. Like just literally fucking talk to them. People want to be treated like humans. And so the intro of the call, I highly recommend getting to know the person, talking to them. Don't just dive into the deal, because then they're just gonna feel like you're there just to suck value out of them, which we are, but you wanna build a relationship. We have relationships with all of our creators. Like we can text them, like I text fucking Jeremiah right now or call me to respond. Now, the second thing is confirm that it's a fit, right? Make sure that they're comfortable posting your content. You've already looked at their content, so you know it'll fit with your product. So you kind of know this, but you're basically having them tell you it fits. They're confirming for you like, hey, yeah, this works really well with my audience. They'd love this. This doesn't feel salesy, like pitching like fucking Celsius or some large company that no one gives a shit about anymore. And so now they're more comfortable. Then you present the offer like, look, hey, Jeremiah, I want 4 videos a month. That's 1 video a week. The view guarantee is based off your consistent views. So this is something that you can hit and achieve, and we're not trying to fuck you on this. Now with the CPM baseline, I would highly recommend not saying we're basing this off a CPM, which stands for cost per milli, cost per 1,000 views. You just say, hey, I'm gonna pay you $2,000 for 1 million views. That simple. He can say, I like that, I don't like that. If he doesn't like that, and just be like, hey man, like what do you want, right? What are you thinking? What makes this worth your time? And then he'll give you a number. The biggest objection you'll get is the view guarantee, right? So it'll be like, I don't want to do view guarantee because I don't know if I'm gonna hit the views. And you simply say, look, we base this off of your content. You post 2 times a day, you get these views. So you're gonna hit this. And it's your job to get views, our job to convert those views, right? So we can't cover our bottom line cost on anything unless we get paid through conversions, which the influencer brings. And so now they're more comfortable because they're like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get them views and then I'm gonna get paid for getting views, instead of just being a one-off deal from fucking Dick's Sporting Goods for $5K that they get like once a year. Now this has been said, they're comfortable, you close them basically. They're ready. They're like, I'm in, Connor, right? Let's go, hands down. What you wanna do is then schedule follow-up. So generally I schedule follow-up, review the contract. I follow up via text saying like, here's what we spoke about, just confirming, I will send the contract, please send me your email. And so generally this call, like as long as you set expectations, confirm they're a fit, and they tell you they're a fit, they understand that they're posting 4 videos a month, once a week. Maybe you can pick a day that they post and you follow up. They understand the retainer deal structure and their line on pricing. You're done, it's closed, done deal, game over, all right? If they're not ready, whether it's because it's too high of a budget, you don't have the money for them, etc., I would honestly just stay in touch with them, follow up with them every couple of weeks. Or have them think about it, schedule a call. If like, hey, I'm not ready, need to figure some things out. Be like, all right, let's schedule a call in 2-3 days. Let's put it on the calendar and we'll talk then. What I said about the view guarantee, I usually pitch this as, like I said, you say for 1 million views a month, we'll pay you $2,000. I wouldn't say at a $2 CPM. You don't need to like use lingo that could confuse them. And then you just tell them, look, we're paying you for getting views, and we're gonna convert those views for a long-term partnership that's very fruitful for the both of us. As I noted, their job is to get views, your job is to convert those views. You can be very polite when you say that. You're really just pitching that's a mutual benefit. When it comes to objections and responses, usually they say like, hey, I usually get paid $5,000 per post, like Blake was saying, right? Like these like guys that have been in the industry for a while used to get paid fucking so much money for doing nothing because these fucking companies are retarded. Now the game is you want views. So you're like, all right, look, I can pay you $5 per post. That's $2,000, right? But I need 1 million views. And they're like, well, I can only get you 250,000 views. And you're like, all right, that's worth like $500 to $750. I don't know. And then it's not a good fit. You move on. Right? You're doing so much outreach. You're going to have tens of 20, 30, 40 creators responding every single day as you send 100 DMs a day. So generally just work backwards, work with them, be understanding. When it comes to the view guarantee, I would just basically say, hey, your job is to get views consistently. Our job is to pay you, and this view guarantee is based off what you already average views wise, so it's achievable. We're not asking for you an unrealistic ask and try to fuck you. And if they don't hit the view guarantee, you structure your contracts to basically say they're gonna keep posting to hit it, or you prorate it. So for example, if they get 800,000 views and they need 1 million, they can just post again to hit that, and then you pay them after they post that 5th video. Or say they get 500,000 views and they're supposed to get 1 million, you can be like, all right, I'll pay you $1,000 instead of $2,000, right? 50% of the contract. So once they're ready to proceed, I recommend send the contract same day, get them to look at it, follow up with them, make sure they're comfortable, get that shit signed and onboard them. Usually with onboarding, I usually set up a group chat with my team, and they handle that, and we're in the communications to make sure everything goes smoothly. Or when we're starting out, I would just text them, get the contract signed, ready to go. And next is managing them. So at the end of the day, like we mentioned, if they're not ready, just be understanding, schedule a second call. If they're out of budget, just tell them, hey, we'd love to reach back out when our budget grows. Just be super respectful. You don't want to burn any bridges in this industry. We did that and it kind of fucked us. We had to repair relationships because I was like, oh no, screw you, this and that. You kind of get your emotions. You drop the fucking ego and play into their ego. Make it seem like they're getting the better end of the deal here. So once you finish this, put them in your CRM. I recommend just setting up a Google Sheet with influencer name, followers, links to their TikTok, etc., the deal structure, right? How many videos you're getting, what you're paying them, the upfront payment, log when you pay your first payment, your second payment, so now you can track things. And then eventually, once you get over 5 influencers, recommend using a tool like Growy, which we'll go over, which automatically tracks views, pays out. They handle all the documentation so you can actually write off these expenses for your business. Just to fucking cap this off, look, be charismatic and understanding. All right, you can be confident without being a fucking dick. All right, don't be a fucking loser, be soft, like, oh, and like get pushed around. Like, dude, understand this is a mutual benefit. Like, you are helping them as well. And so make sure they understand. And then you pitch it as in like they get the better end of the half. Like, look, you're getting views. You can even set up bonus structures, which they may ask for, they may not. I don't recommend doing that off the bat unless they actually ask. And I wouldn't hard sell them, because if you hard sell them, it becomes this pissing contest and it's probably not going to lead to a deal. So at the end of the day, be charismatic. Do never talk about fucking pricing in the DMs. Get them on a call, talk to them, and go from there. Like, just be human. So that is how you negotiate with influencers. Next, we're gonna talk about managing them, how to track them, and yeah, let's fucking get after it, boys.